Hello everyone, this is Professor Lee of Dr. Wild Up TV. This is part 2 of the lecture on top 10 antihypertensive medicinal plant, searching the representative medical database until January 2024. The selection criteria: 1. Number of randomized controlled clinical trial papers. 2. Studies report many positive results. 3. Frequently prescribed plants in traditional medicine and plants with clinical research. Today is part 2. I'm going to introduce you 3 types of medicinal plant. All have proven clinical effectiveness. Have fun starting and see if there is a plant you like. Let's get started. First plant. It is a perennial plant in Raminaceae family. It grows wild in groups in temperate regions around the world at the foot of sunny mountains. The whole part is used medicinally. In addition to the effect of improving high blood pressure, it is famous for clinical effectiveness in various thyroid disease. It has the effect of improving benign prostatic hyperplasia, acne, and dry eyes. What's the name of this plant? It is called honey plant in Korean because it contains enough honey to be used as a source of honey. The English name is lilac sap hair, a name given that color of a flower resembles lilac and are used for medicinal purposes due to their excellent anti-inflammatory healing effect. The scientific name is Prunella vulgaris. These guys like sunny place along forest road at the foot of mountains all over the country. Purple flowers are just starting to bloom in late May. Isn't it beautiful? There are many purple flowers, but white flowers are also beautiful, right? The meaning of Hago-cho in Chinese character is, this means that after flower bloom in early summer, the leaves dry and wither quickly. However, after the flowers fade, it spreads out new side branches and makes new shoots, and the birds grow again in the fall, so in fact, it appears to have disappeared for a while only in the summer. This is November. Can you see the dried flower stalks? But if you look closely, you can see this new bud even though it is late fall. This plant is a perennial plant that grows by putting out new shoots and preparing for winter. These are the main active ingredients, and their effects are achieved through combined action. 1. Polyphenols, rosmarinic acid and caffeic acid. 2. Flavonoid, quercetin, camphorol. 3. Sterols. 4. Prunellin polysaccharide. And 5. Salvia-placide. Let me tell you about the mechanisms of treating high blood pressure. The mechanism has not yet been clearly identified, but 5 actions have been reported. 1. Vasodilation due to nitric oxide activity. 2. Vasodilation by blocking calcium influx. 3. Regulate the renin-angiotensin system and inhibit angiotensin II. Angiotensin II constricts small arteries and prevents water and salt from escaping from the kidney, so it is a hormone that causes high blood pressure. 4. Diuretic effect. 5. Anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effect. Let's look at the results of randomized controlled clinical study. 1. There are still low controlled clinical studies on lilac sap hair alone. However, in clinical studies of combination therapy with other herbs and many animal experiments, antihypertensive effect has been proven. 3. It is characterized by being one of the herbs frequently prescribed for patients with high blood pressure in traditional Korean, Chinese, and Japanese medicine. What about the taste and scent? Because it is a plant that produces a lot of honey, it has a faint sweet scent and a mild earthy scent. It has a slightly sweet and astringent taste, and there are slight differences depending on the boiling time. If you search the internet, you'll find many capsules, tablets, powders, and tea products. Since the degree of extract concentration varies depending on the product, so after purchase, take as recommended dose, and it's best to start with the smallest amount. When taking it as a tea, purchase powder or dried flower stalks. Pour 250 cc of boiling water into 1 to 2 teaspoons of powder or about 2 grams of dried flower stalks. Leave on for about 5 to 10 minutes and then drink like tea. You can take it twice a day. Traditional decoction teas are very good because it has a lot of water-soluble active ingredient, so when it is decocted, a lot of the active ingredient can be extracted. Collect the flower stalks in early summer, dry them in the shade, and use them. Large and reddish-brown flower spikes are better than brown and small ones. The daily dosage is about 6 to 12 grams. Start with 6 grams and decoct it in 1 liter of water for about 10 minutes. In traditional medicine, it's been used for a wide variety of disease. High blood pressure. In endocrine, thyroid disease such as thyroiditis, reproductive, menstrual irregularities, mastitis, endometritis, ophthalmic disease, eye congestion accompanying hepatitis, retinitis, glaucoma, cataract, eye disease, blepharitis, urinary disorders, residual urine, cystitis, kidney disease, gonorrhea, digestive system, hepatitis, gastrointestinal disorder, and sinusitis, pulmonary tuberculosis, pleurisy, diabetes, etc. Wow, it's been used for so many diseases. It is called self-heal. What you see now is the flower stalks being collected in the summer and dried in the shade. It's a lot, right? I'm going to use some of them medicinally, and the rest will receive seeds and be sown in late August. Let's talking about side effects, how to deal with. 1. Gastrointestinal problems, abdominal pain, nausea, diarrhea. Stop taking for 2 to 3 days and start again with a small amount. 2. Allergy, stop and visit the hospital if severe. 3. When taking thyroid-related drugs, antihypertensive drugs, anticoagulant, or antiplatelet drugs, consult with doctor. Precautions. Pregnant women and breastfeeding avoid due to lack of safety data. Because it contains iodine, for those with thyroid disease, consult a doctor. 3. Since it has an antiplatelet effect, if surgery is scheduled, stop 2 to 3 days before. 4. Since it has a blood sugar lowering effect, consult a doctor when you're taking diabetes medication. 5. It has antihypertensive actions, so regular check your blood pressure. In addition to high blood pressure, there are other proven effects. 1. The most important effect is improvement of various thyroid disease. Effect of improving hypofunctions, hyperactivity, and thyroiditis. In hypofunction, the healing effect appears due to the healing of thyroid inflammation and iodine component. In hyperfunction, healing effects occurred through immune regulation, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory effect. In thyroid nodules, it inhibits abnormal thyroid cell proliferation and has immunomodulatory and anti-inflammatory effects. 2. A size reduction effect has been reported in patients with benign prostatic hyperplasia. It inhibits abnormal proliferation of prostate cells and regulates androgen receptor activity involved in prostate hypertrophy, and relaxing the smooth muscles around the prostate. 3. Acne improvement. 4. Improvement of dry eye syndrome and keratitis in menopause. 5. Improvement of inflammatory disease through powerful anti-inflammatory antibacterial, and antioxidant effect. So, improve gum inflammation, urinary tract infection, mastitis, knee arthritis, and rheumatoid arthritis. 6. It also has the effect of improving the side effects of anti-cancer drugs. In addition to medicinal purposes, this guy has ornamental value. The pretty flowers and reproduce well. The place you see is where I spent several years creating a flower path in the mountains. Isn't it beautiful? It is effective, cheap, and easy to obtain. If you have high blood pressure, I recommend using it as a tea. It is an annual plant in the phlox family. It is a plant that is widely cultivated. Seeds are edible and medicinal. In addition to improving high blood pressure, it has the effect of improving hyperlipidemia, diabetes, obesity, constipation, and intestinal function. What's the name of this plant? This is a phlox. Cute and pretty little flowers bloom in the summer. The seeds are reddish-brown color and are edible and medicinal. Among the active ingredients in the flaxseed, the most abundant and important one is it is an oil and contains 30 to 40% of the seed component. Among these, omega-3 fatty acid, alpha-linolenic acid is the most important component, and lignin, one of the phytoestrogen component. 3. Most fiber is soluble and has a blood pressure lowering effect. The mechanism of hypertension treatment has not yet been clearly identified. 3 mechanisms have been reported. 1. Anti-inflammatory effect of alpha-linolenic acid reduce oxyliphin related to vasoconstriction. 2. Vasodilation due to nitric oxide activity. 3. Complex action of omega-3 fatty acid, lignans, and fiber. Let me tell you the result of a clinical study. Until 2023, 33 studies have been reported, targeting 2,427 people who took the drug for 3 to 48 weeks. In particular, the effect was better in those who took the seeds in bread and other foods and more than 30 grams per day and for more than 20 weeks. Blood pressure reduction rate is systolic blood pressure is 3.19 and diastolic 2.61. In 2021, 112 people aged 35 to 70 took 30-gram flaxseed extract capsule for 12 weeks. Systolic blood pressure decreased by 13.38 and diastolic blood pressure decreased by 5.6. Fresh flax seeds have a slightly sweet and nutty and herbaceous scent. The taste is mild and savory. Grinding releases the oils, giving it a richer flavor. Among the methods to use, food therapy is the best. According to clinical research results, it is better to use whole seeds or powder containing various components rather than oil. It has good clinical effect when consumed as a bread, muffin, and various dishes. The recommended daily amount is 30 grams. If you search the internet, you'll find many capsules, tablets, powders, and tea products. Since the degree of extract concentration varies depending on the product, after get it, take as recommended. It is better to start with the smallest amount. When taking it as a tea, purchase powder, 250 cc of boiling water, 1 teaspoon powder for 5 to 10 minutes and then drink like tea. You can take it twice a day. Traditional decoction tea method. Seeds that are shiny and reddish color are of good quality. The daily dose is 5 to 15 grams. Start with 5 grams in 1 liter of water, decoct for about 1 hour, and then take it like tea twice a day. There are records of use in traditional medicine, high blood pressure, arterial sclerosis, hyperlipidemia, dry and itchy skin, and constipation. Pregnant women, people with loose stool should avoid. Let's talking about the side effects and how to deal with them. 1. In case of bloating or diarrhea, stop taking for 2 to 3 days and then start again with a small amount. 2. Allergy, stop and visit the hospital if it is severe. 3. When taking antihypertensive drugs, anticoagulant, or antiplatelet drugs, it's best to consult a doctor. Precautions. Pregnant women, breastfeeding children, consult a doctor when taking for a long time. Because it contains a lot of soluble fiber, it can cause constipation, so drink enough water. If you have gastrointestinal problems, do not consume large amount from the beginning. Powder products are easily perishable, so store them in the freezer. I'll tell you other proven effects. 1. Anti-obesity, reduce body mass index, suppress appetite by reducing leptin secretion. 2. Improvement of hyperlipidemia, reduction rate of flaxseed taking group is twice that of control group. 3. Antidiabetic effect. 4. Improving constipation and intestinal function. 5. Improvement of polycystic ovarian syndrome. 6. Anti-cancer effect, reduce the risk of developing breast cancer. 7. Improvement of vascular endothelial cell function and anti-inflammatory and antioxidant index improvement. To summarize the effect, flaxseed is an important plant that improve intestinal function while improving all important factors that increase the risk of cardiovascular disease such as diabetes, high blood pressure, hyperlipidemia, and obesity. So, please use it often as food. It is a tree of ash family. Leaves are used for medicinal purposes. In addition to the effect of improving high blood pressure, it also improves hyperlipidemia, diabetes, gastroesophageal reflux disease, and anemia. What is the name of this plant? This is an olive tree growing on a walking path. Small white flower bloom. The flowers are withering and the fruits are ripening. The leaves are oval-shaped and features a silvery green color. It is small, hard, and resistant to drying. Since the medicinal part is the leaf, I will tell you about the active component of the leaf. 1. It is characterized by a very high phenol content. 100 grams of fresh olive leaves contains about 145 mg. Unlike leaf, olive fruit contains 110 mg per 100 gram, and extra virgin olive oil contains 23 mg per 100 cc. In other words, leaves contain the most phenolic component. 2. Among phenols, olefin is the most abundant, accounting for approximately 1 to 14%. For reference, olive oil contains about 0.005% to 0.12%. 3. The antioxidant activity index per gram is 2 to 5 times that of grapeseed, green tea, and vitamin C. 6 action mechanisms been reported. 1. Vasodilation. 2. Inhibition of sympathetic hyperactivity. 3. Calcium blocking. 4. Inhibition of angiotensin converting enzyme. 5. Diuretic effect. 6. Improved vascular endothelial cell function. Let me tell you the result of clinical study. 12 papers were published. 325 patients aged 18 to 80. Take 500 mg to 1000 mg of leaf extract per day for 8 to 12 weeks. Systolic blood pressure decreased by 4.8 to 5.8 and diastolic blood pressure decreased by 2.5. In some studies, when taking at 500 mg twice a day, olive leaf's effect is similar to the group taking 12.5 to 25 mg of captopril, a refrigerative prescription drug, twice a day. Systolic blood pressure decreased to 11.5 and diastolic blood pressure decreased to 4.8. It's been proven to have antihypertensive effect, but more evidence is still needed. Olive leaf has a slightly earthy over scent. The taste is slightly mild and bitter due to main component olorofin, and it has a light and refreshing astringent taste. If you search the internet, you'll find many capsules, tablets, powders, and tea products. Since the degree of extract concentration varies depending on the product, after get it, take as recommended. It's best to start with the smallest amount. When taking it as a tea, purchase powder or dried leaf, 250 cc of boiling water, 1 teaspoon powder, or 2 to 4 grams of dried leaf, steep for 5 to 10 minutes, and then drink like tea. You can take it twice a day. You don't need to use traditional decoction tea method for olive leaf because the most important active component, olorofin, is sensitive to heat, so do not boil it and just drink it as tea. There are records of use in traditional medicine, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and edema. Let's talking about the side effects and how to deal with them. Gastrointestinal problems, abdominal pain, nausea, diarrhea. Stop taking for 2 to 3 days. Start again with a small amount. Allergy, stop first and visit the hospital if severe. Olive leaf has a blood sugar lowering effect. Hypoglycemia can occur. So, when taking anti-diabetic drugs, consult with doctor. Precautions: pregnant women, breastfeeding, and children should avoid. 2. Due to its blood pressure lowering effect, interaction may occur when using anesthetics. If surgery is scheduled, stop taking it 1 day before. 3. Be careful when taking diabetes drug. 4. Check your blood pressure regularly. 5. If you have an autoimmune disease, because it has an immune system stimulating effect, consult your doctor. Other proven effect: 1. Improvement of hyperlipidemia. 2. Anti-diabetic effect. 3. Improving vascular endothelial cell function in early arteriosclerosis. 4. Improvement of gastroesophageal reflux disease symptoms. 5. Increased red blood cells, hemoglobin. 6. Improved symptoms of COVID-19 patient and shortened hospitalization period. 7. In case of herpes simplex virus infection, application of 2% olive leaf cream is more effective than 5% acyclovir cream. Almost everyone knows that olive oil is good for health and consumes it often. However, many people do not know that leaves contains more active components and have better medicinal properties than oil. If you like olive oil, try using olive leaves as a tea. This is the end of part 2 lecture. Thank you all for your hard work. Stay healthy. See you again next week for part 3.